Welcome, Libra, to your special daily reading for May 8th of 2018, dealing with your love life. Now, the sign of Cancer had death in reverse as well. All right, that's the overall energy and theme of your day. Now, and it's not to stress out and say it's going to be a horrible day. No, a lot of times it's just you might be fixated on something that you can't let go of, whether it's a thought of how someone is thinking about you, how you think about someone else, how they've treated you in the past, how a family member has treated you, whether it's someone that affects your love life in some way, someone that restricts you, someone that has restricted you, or just a restriction in a way of saying that you might hide something that's personally going on with you. You may hide that you are insecure about certain things that you keep to yourself, whether it's you speaking to someone else of, say, a different race. Not saying that people are racist or anything like that, but we have these things that go on: sexuality, money issues, issues with your own body, your own mind, anything that's psychological that keeps you restricted from expressing your true nature. Death is in reverse. That's holding on tightly to that and not being able to go through that transition of release and then being able to face a new beginning. So that's like putting death to anything that is not healthy for you, and what someone is thinking about you, or the things that we might do to ourselves or allow others to do to us. It keeps us restricted. Say if you are dealing with someone who is very abusive, an abusive romantic partner, a person, a bad habit. These things are tense. It's something that you have to ask yourself as to why you accept it, why you're doing it. And sometimes we go back to someone else because we might feel that we can have a rebirth with that particular person. But sometimes we might birth the same old pattern over and over again. So you have to be careful with that, wanting stability with something that doesn't provide it. All right. So that's the overall energy and like an obstacle to kind of get over, whatever that might mean to you. So the Eight of Swords is the energy that's coming towards you or person. And say, for instance, the person that you would love to be around, that you would like to see, that you want to communicate with, you want to talk to them, you just want to hold them, be held. You want to build a relationship with them through communication, through intellectual things that inspire you in some way. Do something different, and it doesn't happen. It hasn't been happening for some time, and you still restrict yourself. That person is hiding. Sometimes it does happen through emotional or psychological manipulation, which is not healthy. And that person may be chained to a marriage. That person could be in prison. You're thinking about them. That person could be gone. All right, they could be on the other side, crossed over. They went through their death cycle, literally. There is no death, but from my understanding and knowing. But I feel here that there's something unhealthy about what you might be experiencing today. It's just the daily energy, but when these happen, they are important things for you to understand and kind of embrace, so that you can make some changes throughout that day. Write these things down. Why were you behaving this way in that day? Why were you accepting or have accepted how someone else has been treating you over and over again? And if it's healthy for you to tolerate these things. The Two of Pentacles is there. Now, sometimes these could be energies of, say, right underneath the Eight of Swords, you have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. That's for, say, for instance, you're dealing with someone who is very much convinced by how their parents view their love life or their decisions, and they're motivated by what they either say, what they don't say to them, their approval. They might need it, and you might be dealing with someone who often listens to anything their parents has to say, and they don't make moves independently because they are dependent on their parents' perspective about their choices in life. That could be something that bothers your relationship, either you or another person. And that's why the I said the Two of Swords. Well, it's like the Two of Swords because it's a decision to communicate, but this decision with the Two of Pentacles being there about money, sometimes being indecisive, energetically about choosing a particular romantic partner because of how they've treated you, because they're not speaking. Maybe you hope that they come out, that they may make a choice. This is putting the relationship out and about so you two can commit to get to know one another, but there's some indecisiveness and being uncertain about what to do, about whether or not to show people who you truly are, and not hiding or being restricted in some way. Some of you could have made some really big changes, but you don't want to show the world just yet, so you may feel like you have to hide. All right, what I want to do is read this card for you, and it's healing family issues. All right, the answers to your prayers about your love life are based in your feelings about your mother and father. The romance angels see that you benefit from releasing old anger toward one or both of them. That's because your feelings about your parents influence your choice of romantic partner and the way in which you deal with relationships. You can ask the angels to help you put forgiveness into action. To forgive someone doesn't mean that you're endorsing his or her behavior. The angels will tell you rather that doing so is a form of deep emotional detoxification. It means I'm no longer willing to carry toxic energy within my mind and body. When you find inner peace with your parents, you'll no longer need to attract unhealthy relationship patterns and partners as a way of healing family emotional wounds. All of your relationships, especially the one you have with yourself, will benefit. So how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about your family? How do you feel about the partner that you have chose, or the partner that you might be choosing, and it's because of the lack of self-love? Sometimes it's not that. It can be true love, but how do you feel about yourself first and foremost? That's really important to make those changes, to have clarity of mind so that you can see what you're really getting into. And if that person is hiding from you, you really can't see them, so you don't know what you're really getting into. So don't make choices blindly. All right, so that's going to be a reading for the day. All right, I hope that the messages help you in some form or fashion. They are general, right? So you can always go to the website for a private or personal session. Lots of love, lots of light, tons of healing vibes, and have a good one. All right, enjoy.